Hi everyone, Elisa here from Llama Unravel Crochet. Today I'm here just to tell you what's been going on. So for starters, it's very exciting. So this past weekend, we went to drop off my boys. My boys are hanging out with their grandmother for the week, and I talked to Yarn Hag Ryan, and I found out that she was on the East Coast and she was flying home in the area. So I met up with her. And so there's a picture of us together, and check it out here. So now that you've seen the picture, so we got to hang out. We hung out at the lobby of the hotel and we talked, and it was great talking to Yarn Hag Ryan. We got to talk about awesome things, and also there's a huge difference between the East Coast and the West Coast, and a lot of different questions there. She encountered some of our crazy storms over here, and just didn't realize how much of a different world it is from different sides of the US. But it was cool to talk about, and it was awesome hanging out with her. Had so much fun, and she did bring me something. So for those of you who follow her and you saw the video of her going to the outlet at the Lion Brand Studio, she got me this really cool yarn, and I'm so excited. I can't decide what to make with it yet, but I love it. So look at this. This is so beautiful, so pretty. I cannot wait. Get another one. To make one. I'd probably order one more and make something with it. I thought about a shawl, but I'm not sure. Make myself a hat. I don't know. It's so soft. And it is wool, and still so soft. You never know it has wool in it, and the colors are so beautiful. I love neon bright colors. So this is called Anya. It's 100% superwash merino wool. It's a medium 4-weight yarn. It's 4.5 millimeter knitting needles and a 5.5 crochet hook. So machine wash cold, lay flat to dry. 240 yards, which is awesome. It's a lot of yards. And the colorway is called Party Animal, which is perfect for this. I don't know what I want to do with it yet, but I'm so excited. You want to come here?
No, I'm asking the question.
You're asking me with a paper what the temperature is of the meat when it's written on the package.
No, what temperature you want me to cut it? What do you want me to put it on? Because the oven gets weird after 400.
What does the package say?
425.
Okay. Hold on. Sorry about that. So I'm trying to get some videos done because my kids aren't here, so I'm trying to record and get as much work done as I can for the next week. And there's pork going in the oven. I want to make sure because it's going to take a long time to cook. So it's already prepped and marinated. I just needed him to put it on a pan, and it's written down what temperature to put it at, but he wasn't sure. And yeah, he questions a lot of things, a lot, but he's very, very helpful. Okay, anyway, he's probably over there making faces because I'm talking about him, and he
Yes,
can
I
hear
am.
me. Yeah.
Because you can't see them either.
What he won't tell you is that he just he does whatever you say, which is awesome. But then when, I'm sorry, I'm rocking on the chair. I asked him to start we're at my parents' house, and we were making them dinner, and I think I had to go change my son's diaper or something like that. And I asked him to start the chicken flavor rice-a-roni, and he told him to do what was on the package, but then he said something about how is it chicken flavored. I said you put juice from the raw chicken in it, and he didn't get that I was kidding, and then we had to remake the rice. Oh well. Okay, anyway, which is another funny story. So when we met Ryan, we see her in the parking lot, and it's Mr. Yarn Tangler and I, and he's talking to her, and all of a sudden, now he didn't even, I don't even think it was 5 minutes in, and he's talking to her, and all of a sudden he sees lantern flies, and he's telling her he has to make sure she kills them. So he's going off, stepping on all these lantern flies, and yeah, so he's going around stepping on all these lanternflies, telling her to make sure she steps on them because we got to save all the crops. And she barely met him, and he's wandering off and she doesn't know anything about lanternflies or the problem, and he's wandering off, stepping on them all. And it was like meeting a kid with ADHD and they're talking to you as they're running away doing some weird thing where they're bouncing all over the parking lot, and that was their first introduction, so that was fun. And then we talked about it later, laughing about it, and he said to me, if I can just get every crocheter to step on at least 20 of those bugs, we can make a real difference. And I'm sorry, for those of you who don't know, who don't live on the East Coast, lanternflies, they're these big bugs, and there's black and white spots on them, and there's a red spot and everything, and they hurt. They're bad for crops, and they're new. It's a newer thing that's been happening, and they're saying that they're exploding more because there's not as many people out to step on them and things like that, and so yeah, they're exploding and getting worse, and they apparently stay on your car and can travel places. So they're not very common as far south as I am in the state, and so if you see one, you have to call. I forget who you have to call,
Department of Agriculture.
Department of Agriculture. I'm sorry. Okay, so it's called Department of Agriculture so they can track them. Anyway, so we're talking about the fact that I met up with Ryan. It was awesome. It was so exciting meeting her. I hope we can meet up again one day next time she's on the East Coast. And one day I hope to go to California, see how nice it is over there. But I can't. Well, obviously not with COVID, but my kids are too little to travel. Anyway, so when I make something with this, I'll show it to you. So nice. I can't wait to make something with it. Okay, so let's go on to what I'm working. So when I met Ryan, I made her a bear. I crocheted her a black bear. And so for those of you who don't know, her dog is named Bear and it's Pomeranian. So I crocheted her a bear and put a little heart on it and named her bear Dog. Well, I remade that pattern and made this, which is probably not put together the best because by the time I was finished this, I was done. This is eyelash yarn, so let's see if we can really get him in. Sorry, he's sideways. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so this is eyelash yarn. So I held eyelash yarn with a regular worsted weight yarn and then tried to follow a random pattern, and I did little tan spots with one strand of fur yarn, one strand of Premier Everyday, the anti-pilling yarn. I held those two together for his little feet and his nose and everything, and sewed his nose on and used safety eyes. And so it was kind of difficult because I had to use the two strands together, and then the eyelash yarn was getting everywhere. So I had to my husband was playing a game with me, and my kids were too. So is this fuzz from the eyelash yarn, or is this the cat's fur? So there was fur everywhere, but I finished every part of it and I sewed it together. I don't think I sewed it together the best. I sewed it together well enough, but I don't think I sewed it together to the point where my daughter's playing with it. And it's kind of concerning because I don't want it to become her favorite because the head's just not on right and everything. It doesn't work. So anyway, this is Bear with fuzzy yarn, and probably not something I'll do again because it was a disaster, but he came out cute and my kids like it. So there we go. So that's one project that I finished, and that's the only project I finished right now. I have 10 different projects going, some of which I'm designing. But so when I probably said this before, I have a lot of WIPs going, like most people, but my WIPs depend on my location. So I usually start, if I'm working on a blanket, I'll start it at the kitchen table with the kids while they're doing their homework or whatever. I'm having my coffee in the morning, and I'll try to get it a little bit done. But once it's big, that's my downstairs project at the end of the night after the kids are asleep and I'm watching Netflix and I'm just working away at the blanket. then I have my project that's usually for the car, or sometimes I sit outside while the kids run around, and that's just something little, because I don't mind making a blanket in the summer, but I'm not going to sit outside with the full blanket on my lap. So I usually do smaller projects there, and sometimes I end up starting a couple for, depending on where I am, that I just keep in different locations. I used to always have a card project for car ready pickup line, but obviously don't need that. Anyway, so let's get on to what I'm making. So the next thing, I've been wanting to do this, and I love this yarn so far, and I'll do a review on it, but this is the Elena wrap, I believe, and it's a pattern on Premier's website. It was something Cinnamon Stitches did with as for her Premier week, and she used the Premier in Bloom, and I wanted to do it in Bloom, but I love my Bloom, and I made a blanket with it, and it's so soft and comfy. But it's been claimed by someone, so I'm saving my Premier in Bloom when I get a chance to make another blanket. So in the meantime, I'm using this, and I have to say I really like this. Like, this is coming in as one of my top yarns. So this is Baby Design, and this is an ice yarn. No, not Baby Design, Favorite Baby. And that's the yarn. Look how pretty that is. So what I love about it, and this is actually a cool project for this type of yarn too, is that it's got the stripes. So you see a stripe of the tan, and then like a darker brown, and then you see a full stripe of pink, but then you see spots of pink in between the cream. And there's some light pink in there. So, and this is actually something I started a while ago, but I did have to frog a little bit of it because I did it in the dark, my light up crochet hook, but my light up crochet hook is different settings, and I didn't light up far enough, and I miscounted and had to pull some out. But anyway, so this is a shawl wrap I'm working on, and I'll show you that when it's done soon. And this yarn is so soft, and it's reasonably priced. I want to say it's like $1.50, maybe $1.75. So even it's like, yeah, I'll talk about it more when I do a review of that yarn. But okay, so the next thing I'm working on is this. So this is from the Pico How book, I believe. I can't remember the name of the book, but I have a book of amigurumi that Pamela from Pamela's During Crochet showed, and then I went out and bought it because the animals were so cool. She made the cool frog. So this is something I'm making from there. So hopefully my mother-in-law's not watching this, but I'm pretty sure she's not, because she's got my voice for the week and doesn't have time for this stuff. But so this is something I'm making her for her birthday. So she used to love going down the shore all the time with her friends, and my husband got to go down there all the time, and they loved going on the boardwalk and getting ice cream and funnel cake. Yeah, that's one of my books. So they spent a lot of time at the shore. Now, those of you who know about the Jersey Shore, the seagulls are crazy. They go and they attack your food, and like they're just constantly surrounding you if you have food. They're always there. It's unfortunately very common for them to poop on you every once in a while. But anyway, so they just seem to have this attitude where they think that they can do whatever they want. And so the pattern for this, he has a little hat, and he has a whole story. I want to say he's French, and I still have to make little wings and everything, and I'll show it to you when it's done. But it just reminds me, when he's done with his little hat and everything, it reminds me of the attitude the seagulls have at the shore, where they think they're entitled to everyone's food. Okay, so there's that. And then the last thing I have is this blanket. So I can't remember if I showed this before. So this yellow center is going to be a giraffe. I'm going to crochet pieces to sew on there. And so my only concern, now I wanted to do another blue, and this is not black. This is navy blue. It just looks like that. And I was trying to make this without, I don't want to buy a yarn. I want to trying to use up yarn from my stash. Trying to use up my blues. So, and this is, I needed more navy blue than I actually have in my stash for, like, I have a lot of one skein things, but I don't have a whole lot of navy blue enough to do 5 rounds for a blanket this big. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, because I'm not sure about the navy blue, because I'm not sure if I like that dark of a color. But then at the same time, I'm wondering if I just put another strip of the gray and then I finish it with 1 round of yellow and then 1 round of white, it might look okay. So let me know, what do you think I should do with this blanket? Should I pull this blue out and maybe go back to that light blue and then do 1 round of gray and then 1 yellow and 1 white? Or should I keep going with this? Comment down below and let me know. That's all I have for you today. So I'm not sure for the review on that yarn if it's going to come out before or after this video. Probably after, but I'm trying to get as much done this week as I can while I just have 1 kiddo and have lots of videos for you. I'm trying to get some more reviews of yarn up for you. So don't forget to comment down below about this blanket. Let me know what you think and have a great day.